Hey guys, what's up? It's the Madcrafter here, and today we're doing something new. So I started playing Destiny the other week, and I decided it would be really cool if I could make some videos on this. So here's the first one. It's going to be some tips on how to be good in Crucible in Destiny. So if you don't know, Crucible is another name for just the multiplayer aspects of the game. So in this video, I'm going to be playing Control and mostly giving you tips on how to play Control, but this applies to all different game modes. So the first thing I should talk about is the weapons. So when you have a weapon, there's a number that says that's labeled like the damage on it. And I'm here to tell you that that really doesn't matter in Crucible. Because there are so many players of different levels, all playing in the same game against each other, so Bungie decided they needed to do something so that a level 34 with a hand cannon with an attack of 350 was equal to a level 5 with a auto rifle with an attack of 50. So to do this, instead of going by damage, how much damage the gun does is based off of impact and fire rate, not the number. So once I've said that, let's go through all the different weapons. So your first weapon is your primary weapon. Now most people who play Crucible will use the hand cannon. This type of weapon has very high recoil, low magazine, and slow reload, but it has a ton of impact. And so because of that, it far outweighs having to deal with the recoil and is a very good weapon to use. A weapon that's not very good to use, contrary to most other first-person shooters, is the auto rifle. This is because it's just so hard to get enough shots off on a person while they're moving that it's not used very often. So your secondary weapon, there are shotguns, snipers, and fusion rifles. The best one, in my opinion, to use is the shotgun. They have a maximum range, so you have to be very close to an enemy to do damage to them. But once you do, if you have a good shotgun with high impact, it'll usually be a one-hit kill. So having that and be ready to change to that if you ever come to close quarters fights is usually a very good tactic, and you can win that fight. Now, I should mention, you'll see later in this video, I actually run out of special ammo and then have to, I try to shoot a guy with my shotgun, and I don't even realize I'm out of ammo. And so, that said, always be on the lookout for special ammo drops, because running out of ammo is never fun and leaves you in a kind of crappy situation. Now, the other two special weapons are the sniper and the fusion rifle. Many people like to use the sniper. I feel it's kind of hard to use the sniper, mostly because I'm not very good at it, but if you're good at it, go for it. The last is the fusion rifle, which I think also performs very poorly in Crucible because it takes time to charge before each shot. And since Crucible is very fast-paced, you can't waste time charging up for each shot. Now your last weapon slot is your heavy. So there are rocket launchers and machine guns. So the pros of the rocket launcher are that it does a lot of damage and it has splash damage. But it also, when you get a heavy pickup, it'll only give you like 2 rockets. So you just have those rockets, and if you miss, you're out of luck. On the other hand, the machine gun does not have splash damage, but it has a high fire rate and a lot of damage. So when you get a pickup of heavy ammo and use the machine gun, you'll have like 100 shots. And so you'll be able to stay in the battle much longer with the machine gun than with the rocket launcher. And I should also say, if you die with heavy ammo, you will lose the heavy ammo when you respawn. So if you get it, be sure to use it. Don't try and save it for later, because you'll probably just end up losing it. Now for the supers for each of the classes. The super for the Warlock is the Nova Bomb, and you'll see me use it a couple times. It's very effective, and it has a much larger range than it looks like from the explosion, and it'll do a lot of damage. And for the Hunter, his two most popular are the Golden Gun and the Blade Dancer. So the Golden Gun is basically a one-hit kill on any enemy, and the Blade Dancer you go around with melee, and then that's also usually a one-hit kill. Blade Dancer can be much more effective, but is difficult to master because you need to get close to your enemies without dying and then take them out that way. Now the last class is the Titan, and his ground slam is very powerful, and if there's a group of enemies, he can come down and take all of them out. But for playing a game mode such as Control, the Titans will commonly be defenders, and then they'll set up their bubble around a control point, and the team can come together, capture the point, and then move on to the next, and that's usually very effective as well. Now for the game mode Control, one thing you need to keep in mind is that you need to focus on capturing the points. It's not as much about running around and killing people as getting the points. You can get as many people as you want, but you still won't win the match if you can't capture the points. Now to capture these points, usually you need to stick together. If one person goes out alone, they're probably just going to get shot down. But if you stick together in groups of 2 and 3, you can go through all the points and capture them as you go. Like I said, stay moving. Once you've captured a point, unless you have all the points captured, don't stick around. Go to another point and then capture that as well. Because if you just stay there, you're an easy target for someone on the other team with, say, a super or a grenade to just kill all the people standing there. Like I said, grenades to clear enemies on a point. If you're approaching a point with your team and you're coming up and you know there are enemies there, throw a grenade, hide, and then go ahead once the grenade has cleared everything out. So this will keep everything clear, so you don't have to worry about any enemies that are just hanging out there, and you can take the point and then move on to the next point. And the last thing is to have fun. When you very first start playing on Crucible, it can be pretty discouraging, and because you'll die a lot, and then all the other players will just win, and then that can be kind of disappointing, and a lot of times it'll be very discouraging. So just have fun. If you want to, just take a break, do something else, and then come back later. You'll get better with time, and you're not going to be the best right away, but you'll get there. So thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a like, and also subscribe for more videos like this. But until then, I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.